Not every exercise is suitable for every person. Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop and rest.
Everyone, I'm Alexis, the host of your Priority One Fitness Show. Welcome back. So today we're going to shake it up a little bit. You remember, of course, my good friend Susan over to my right and your left. She's been with us a lot this season and in seasons past, so if you don't know her yet, hiya, Susan.
Hi, everyone.
All right, everybody, so when I say we're going to shake it up today, we're going to do a lot of exercises we're already familiar with. And you know I'm going to mix up the brain a little bit, but we're also going to bring in our abdominal exercises, which we can do from the chair. So we have done an abdominal episode on this show, one that is nothing but abdominal exercises. So if you've seen that episode, you might recall some of those things. You might notice also that Susan has a little exercise ball on the side. Don't worry about buying anything expensive. This little ball that Susan's using is just a $2 or $3 ball that you can buy in the kids section of your local big box store. Go to the toy section, really cheap and easy to do. If you don't have one of those balls, you can simulate that and just learn the motions by stacking a couple of couch pillows. So again, just stack a couple of couch pillows, and what we want is to give it a little bit of resistance, one on top of the other, and we'll press down. But we'll learn that in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and warm up the whole being. You ready? Let's do a couple of deep inhales and exhales. Scoop the air in front. Let's breathe in through the nose. We're going to raise the ribs up, and we're going to exhale as we come down. In through the nose, only as high as you're comfortable. And how about one more of those good guys? In through the nose, raise her up, and let it out. Good. Okay, let's circle the arms a little bit. We're going to row the boat. And here we're engaging the muscles in the upper body and warming the joints, warming the muscle fibers. 4 and 3 and 2. All right, Susan, you ready to go the opposite direction?
Okay.
Oh, and we're swimming. We're warming the chest a little more here. You feeling that? And 3 and 2.
This is the butterfly.
And 1. It is the butterfly. Yes, a little Michael Phelps action, you might say. Okay, everybody, let's think about warming up the joints a little more. Let's take one foot. We're going to walk it out to the side. Use any pace you like. And toe, heel, back in when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it in. 3, 2, 1. One more time. And out and in when you're ready. 3, 2, 1. And out and in when you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody, we're up and tall. Let's think about warming up the big muscles in the legs. Everything is up. We avoid leaning back in the chair. Rely on your posture for your body for your posture as opposed to the chair. If you're feeling good, your hands might be at your hips. If you need a little better back support, they're linked gently below the chair. You ready for some heel tapping, lady?
Heel tap. I love heel tap.
Here we go. All right, let's alternate. Either foot begins. 3, 2, let's tap. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Warming the big muscles in the upper portion of the leg, the quadriceps section. Torso nice and tall. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 6. And in. And 5, and 5, and 4, and 4. And a 3, in, 3, and 2 more, and 2, and 1, and rest. Feet are flat. Okay, let's bring it up and tall. We're going to think about the upper body a little bit. Now let's round the arms. Let's bring in all the muscles at the top of the bod as we draw the elbows high and wide. Perfect. Now we take a look and we can see here Susan's keeping her shoulders low, her elbows. What about the neck? That is a good question. Try to keep your neck, your ears over your shoulders. Thank you for asking that, Susan. Let's reach forward, squeeze the spine, and again, you'll see Susan's keeping her ears over the shoulders as best we're able. 5 and out. Pull. 4, and out, pull. 3, and out. 2 more, pull. 2, let's pull and hold. Count. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Drop them. Okay, bring it up and tall. Let's do some push-ups. You ready to use the front?
Front.
Same thing here. She's
Same
going to
thing.
think about, we're going to
Right.
use the front of the bod. We're going to bring them up. And when I say same thing, we're referring to those ears over the shoulders. So try to avoid head forward, ears over the shoulder. Push-ups through the heel of the palm. Press when you're ready. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heel of the palm and back. Heel of the palm and back. Use the chest and shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in. 4 and in. 3 and in. 2 and let's push. Hold. You got it. Feel the chest and shoulders. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep them up. Turn them in. Pull the ropes. Elbows back and pull. Reach and pull. Slow and fast. Slow, fast. Reach, pull. Elbows lead. 6 and out. 5 and out. 4 and out. 3 and reach. 2 more. Here it comes. Hold. Squeeze the ball between the elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Roll those shoulders around a couple of times. What do you say we get back down into the legs?
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
We're done up here for now.
All right, we're going to think about the hips. We're going to use that knee out to the side maneuver as we bring the knee to the side and the toe comes with it. So when we take a look at the legs, we know that the knee and the toe are pointing in the same direction as often as possible, if not at all times. All right, everybody, we're up nice and tall. Hands at the hips or hands below the chair. In the studio, we'll begin with our right knee. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. And out, and in, and out, and in. And rotate through the hip, rotate through the hip, and out, and in, and out, and in. And 6, and center, 6, center. 5, and in, keep going, 5, and in, and 4, and in, and 4, and in. We have 3, and in, 3, and in, and 2, and in, 2, and in, and 1, and in, and rest. Okay, let's think about the brain a little bit. So we've taken a moment, we've thought about warming up the arms and the shoulders, a few of the joints up top, of course, and we've engaged the legs. So let's bring the whole body into get a sense of awareness of what we're heading to do here. Now, we've done this before. How's it going to feel today? We don't know. Every day is a little different. We're hoping for our opposites. You ready? Ah, there's the look of joy. And now opposites are always a challenge, and that's okay. Keeping in mind, even if you've done this a million times with us before, if it doesn't come together and you end up with 2 right limbs and 2 left limbs, it's just fine. Don't worry about it. Worry about it some other day. But for today, just keep moving. Keep the body in motion. Maintain your posture and keep breathing. Just go through the motions. At least we're getting some good exercise. Okay, we're using either pair of left and right and back to neutral. You ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. We're out and in, and out and in. Left, right, in. Left, right, and in.
I'm totally lost
And
it.
out. That's okay. And out and in, and out and in, and out and in. And reach, retract, and reach, and neutral, reach, and neutral, and 6, and in,
Another beat
and
there.
6, and in, and 5, and in, and 5, and in. 4 more, and center, and 4, and center. How about 3, and in, and 3, and in, and a 2, and in, and 2, and in, and 1, and in, and rest. Done. Now, see, that's a perfect example. Susan and I have done this a million times together, but every once in a while you'd agree, right?
It does. It is that other beat. I didn't hear the other beat.
And
So
the beat
you
can
need
mix
to-
you up.
Right. You had to do the and. So
We did go a little slow, and she's used to moving pretty quickly. So occasionally the beat will throw you off, so don't worry about the rhythm. Go at your own pace. As you can see, we go at our own pace. Okay, let's mix it up again. We're going to take a look at the lower body only. We're using our sequence of taps and hips. So here we're bringing in the heel tap, and then the knee out to the side. All right, everybody, start on either foot. We're going to do 4 taps and 4 hips. And 3 and 2 and right. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Hip. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And tap. 4 and 3 and 2 and hip. 4 and 3 and 2 and tap. 4 and 3 and 2 and hip. And 4 and 3 and 2 and kick that heel. 4 and 3 and 2. Knee to the side. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Rest. All right, everybody, it's that time. We've done a good portion of just thinking about the body and warming things up. So let's go into the abdominal section. Now, here we go. Here we're going to think about how to engage the abdominal muscles. And of course, if at any time something doesn't feel right, remember, not every exercise is suitable for every person. So if you need to skip something just because your gut tells you today is not the day, skip it. There's always another day to be had. Well, we hope there's always another day to be had. Okay, everybody, I'm going to ask Susan to grab that ball when she's ready. So what we're thinking about doing here is using the ball on the top of the knees. So as I mentioned, this would be a great time if you don't have one of these little guys. Maybe your kid or your grandkid does. Great. If you don't, grab a couple of couch cushions just to learn the exercises, and then we'll get ready to take off. So I'm going to stand up over here. I'm going to move over towards Susan. She's going to be our perfect demonstrator, and I'm just going to be your guide. All right, I'm hopping up.
All right.
So when we take a look at what Susan's doing, she has put the feet and the knees together. She's put the ball toward the edge. We want to give this some room right here in the front of the bod. What else has she done? She's stacked one palm over the other. She's keeping her fingers free so that she doesn't tax any of those small joints. And she's going to keep the wrist straight to protect the wrist in the carpal tunnel. Also, we see that her shoulders are low. So Susan, go ahead and mix it up for me. Make everything wrong.
Oh.
Bring your shoulders up. Yeah, trying to avoid anything that looks or feels like this. Okay, we're going to set Susan up right where she intends to be. Now, what she's looking to do is close the gap between the bottom of her rib cage and the top of her hip bone. So there's a small section right here where she's going to close that gap and squeeze like an accordion right through here. All right.
And I'm tightening in here, right? That's
exactly.
The abs. Okay.
You're tightening right in the stomach section, right between the hard rib cage and the hard hip bone is all that good soft stuff we're thinking about.
But you can do this without tightening that.
You could do this without tightening that. You could. And sometimes that's going to happen during a learning phase. You might find that it's tough to find those muscles. But the more you try it, within reason, the more likely you are to find it. So we see that Susan is forward in the chair. She starts with nice, strong posture. Now, she's going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to exhale as she contracts the stomach muscles here. She's inhaling at the top and exhaling on the way down. Now, we see here that the ball is just a talisman. It provides a little bit of resistance as she inhales and contracts the stomach. Inhale and exhale. Now we notice Susan's going to continue to go through these at this pace. We notice that she rights her posture each time she comes up, and then she engages the abdominal system as she contracts. So imagine this being your sit-up in the chair. Down and up, and ribs to hips and up, and an exhale and an inhale. How about 5 more? And up and exhale and inhale, and 3 and up and 2. Now here I'm going to ask her to engage the stomach muscles and hold them tight. She continues to breathe. Never hold your breath. And 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. How did that feel?
All right, I could do that again.
She could do that again.
Okay,
see, it's
that's
pretty
all right.
rewarding.
Not too bad.
Now, Susan can do a bunch of these, so don't let her fool you. She's really good at this one. So she could churn out another round, but I'm going to ask her to switch it up. Now, she's used to this next one as well. So just now, she came at the abdominal muscles from the top down. Now, we're going to feel as if we're contracting almost from the outside in. So I'm going to have her put the ball between the knees. Now, we see that the ball is somewhat centered. It doesn't need to be perfect. But what she's also done is that she's put her feet flat on the floor. We see that the hip, knee, and ankle are in a line. Everything is right where it should be. feet flat on the floor. In a moment, she's going to squeeze the ball. And as she does so, she's going to contract the stomach muscles inward toward the core of her being. You're going to feel as if you're squeezing from the side in. Doesn't matter whether what we're worried about, up or down or left or right. She's going to pull them in. And then she rights her posture. She squeezes the ball, squeezes the stomach, rights her posture. Stomach muscles tight, she rights her posture. And in, and up. And she exhales and inhale. Contract and release. Squeeze the ball, squeeze the stomach, right your posture. 6 and up and 5 and up and 4 more and up. She's going to give us 3. She has 2 more to go. 2, squeeze the stomach. Now she's going to hold everything but her breath. She's contracting the stomach. She's gently squeezing the ball to work the inside of the hip, and she's breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. I'm going to have her hold the ball here for just a minute. So yes, she's focusing on the stomach, but what else is working? Obviously, there are a few more things going on. Yeah. She's feeling the leg. So when she thinks about that, she's working the inside of the upper leg, the inside of the hip. So we're getting good work on the inside of the legs. But what you don't know or may not feel is that we're also contracting the bladder. This is a great exercise to start to retrain the bladder muscle. Remember, it is a muscle. It can be trained and it can learn and it can improve. So again, what we're thinking about, of course, is that the stomach is the focus, where she's getting good work on the inside of the hip and the bladder. So let's try those a few more times, knowing what we're expecting and knowing what we're aiming for. She's putting her hands wherever she likes, and she pulls the knees tight and contracts the stomach at the same time. Inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And 5 and up and 4 and up. And fast and slow and fast. One more time, a little hold right here. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, let's revisit top down. So now we're going to go back to where we started. So once again, we take a look at where we've been. We began here, which meant that we are familiar, semi-familiar, with the feeling of closing the gap between the rib cage and the hip bone. I'm going to have you go ahead and do that for me, Susan. Rib cage to hip bone, contracting right here, and then go ahead and come up for me. All right, we're almost there, everybody, so let's try a couple more rounds for the stomach. And when we're ready, I'm going to have a righter posture, and exhale and inhale. Now, as Susan goes through them at this moderate pace, we want to keep a nice moderate pace. We want to be sure that we're pulling the stomach in. Try not to drop your head forward. Keep it in line with your shoulders, just as she's doing. Contract the stomach and release. Contract the stomach. Remember that your wrists are straight, your fingers are free. And we see here that she's stacked one palm on top of the other. Let's try together 5 more times. And up, and 4 more, and up. 3, and up. 2 to go. And the last one, no hold. Go ahead and rest. Now, let's go into our other set, between the knees. Let's take another look and revisit between the knees. So again, the one we just did feels as if we're contracting top down. And this one gives us the impression of contracting from the outside in. All right, now again, feet are flat. Everything is up and tall. You're going to put your hands wherever you like. She's going to inhale through the nose at the beginning and exhale as she squeezes the ball and contracts the stomach.
And breathe really, because otherwise you'll get dizzy.
She's on to something there.
Yeah.
Keep the breathing going. Don't hold your breath. All right, Susan, you ready?
Yep.
All right, she's inhaling and she's exhaling as she contracts the stomach. Inhale and exhale. And up and fast and slow. Fast and slow. Best of 8 and up. 7 and up and fast and slow. Contract and release. Contract and release. 4 more and up. Squeeze 3 and up. Squeeze 2. How about we hold this one? Hold that stomach tight. Keep breathing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Rest. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and set her down.
All right.
Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, everybody. We have a handful of minutes more left together. Well, a handful more left together, something like that. So she set the ball down. Stomach's feeling good. And let's think about what else we can do for the bod. We're going to spend just a few more minutes engaging some other muscles. You're ready to bring it all up and tall, feet flat?
Yep.
Okay, let's think about the biceps to shoulders. Squaring off the shoulder, we're going to touch that shoulder. We're going to press it up to the shelf, back to the shoulder, and down. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bicep, shoulder, back, and down. To the shoulder, to the shelf, back, and down. And 6, and push, and back, and down. 5, you're up, and back, and down. And 4, fast, back, and down. And 3, push, back, and down. 2, push, back. Now push and hold. Squeeze the ball. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Roll those shoulders around a little bit. Roll the shoulders. Perfect. Now let's think about the back of the body. Here we're going to raise our arms above our heads. Squaring off. We're making sure everything is tall, the feet are flat. We're reaching up above the body here. We're drawing the elbows into a, into a wide W, and we're aiming to squeeze the back of the ribs. Are you finding the back of your ribs?
Back.
Back of the ribs.
Back the ribs.
So we're thinking about one of the lower postural sections. Let's reach them up. Draw your elbows into your wide W. Squeeze the back of your ribs, and up you go. And back of the ribs, and up. Pull. Back of the ribs, and up. Pull. 3, 2, 1, up, and pull. 3, 2, 1, up, and pull. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1, up, and pull. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, and pull. 3, 3, 2, 1, up, and pull. 2, 3, 2, 1, up. Last time. Squeeze the back of the ribs and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, shake it off. Nicely done, nicely done. And one of these. Perfect, perfect. Okay, everybody, let's come back down to the legs. Susan and I are going to go for a run here. We're almost home, so now that everything's warmed up, we're going to put a little bit of energy into the system. Now the run, as you may know, has us leaving the ground, heel and toe, 2 feet at a time. If that's not for you, I'm going to bring my feet steady.
Without the ball.
If that's not for you, tap, tap, tap. It works all of the same muscles, but it's easier to control because there's always one foot on the floor. Okay, torso steady. Avoid the desire to rock and roll. Hands at position 1 or position 2. Pick either heel and either toe. Go at your own pace. 3, 2, 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heel, toe, best of 10. And switch. 9. Torso steady. 8. Chin up. 7. And switch. And 6. And switch. And 5. And switch. 4. And switch. 3. And switch. 2 more. And 2. And 1. And rest those legs. Now, that's great work for the core because I'm sure you'd agree it's tough to stay steady there. We really want that torso to stay nice and still. All right, we're getting down there. What do you say we try for another? And then we'll start to peter out a little bit here, as I'm sure you'd agree. We've come this far. I'm sure your body and mind are feeling it a little bit, I hope. Okay, let's think about what else we can do. Let's think about the back of the upper arm. A place we rarely see, but we know it's hiding back there. So here we're going to square it off. Let's lift up our suitcases. We want the suitcases to come up and the elbows are in a narrow position. Keep your elbow behind you where it is. Extend back, squeeze the back of the upper arm and gently lock the elbow. Now bring only your hands forward. Lock the elbow and release. Lock the elbow and release. Squeeze the back of the upper arm and in. Back of the upper arm and in. Go at your own pace and retract. And out and in. And 4 and in and back for 3 and in and back for 2 and in. Last time. Hold. Squeeze the back of the upper arm, and if you've got it, squeeze your basketball as well. Use the muscles in the back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Bring it home. Okay, we're ready to tick it down. We're getting down there, everybody. So now let's think about that abdominal section. We're going to take a moment and stretch these muscles. This may be an unfamiliar section for a lot of us, So if you're feeling those muscles today, don't forget to stretch. So before we take off, let's do just a couple of rolls through the shoulder. Move the fluid for all of the joints and muscles we just worked. Some easy rolls. Let's go forward, up and over the top. We're going to spend the last couple of minutes together stretching those abdominal muscles. Okay, everybody, we're going to take one hand up. We're going to put it over the head if you're comfortable, and we give a small stretch to the opposite side. Now note, we're not leaning, and we don't have a grand motion here. We're looking to open up the side and extend the muscles. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. Reach your arm to the ceiling. Feel those muscles stretching and arc back down. Let's bring the other arm up. The palm goes down over the melon, and we're leaning in the direction of the pointing fingers. And we feel a good stretch in the waist, and you can always take this stretch and reach a little bit behind the body and open up the abdominal muscles. Keep breathing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, let's reach. A long reach, sweep it down, and relax. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and breathe our way out of here. We've made it. Thank you so much, as always, for keeping us alive. As I like to say, because you're here, we're here. We can't do it without you, so keep coming back. What do you say we do some deep breathing?
Deep breathing
Deep
is a
breathing.
good way to go.
It's a good way to go. Thank you, everyone. Check us out online. We are here at ppmtvnh.org. I'm Alexis. This is your Priority One Fitness Show. You can find out more about the show at priority1.us. Bye, everyone. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose, raise the ribs up and exhale out of the mouth. Nice and slow. Fill the lungs and let it out. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next time. Keep breathing. And as I say, hold the door for somebody today.
Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop